KD is the captain for the East. Then we got Giannis, Bill, Embiid, and Kyrie. That's a solid five, strong five. All those guys are playing great this season. Reserves, first timer, Jaylen Brown, one of my personal favorites. James Harden, ninth time in there. Zach LaVine, first time. I kind of felt like he got snubbed last year. He's in there. Julius Randle, putting on for New York. You know what I'm saying? Another first timer. Ben Simmons, third timer. We're going to talk about Ben a little more. And Tatum, second time. Vucevic, second time. So kind of mixed bag there. Older guys, younger guys. That's the East. Let me throw y'all the West real quick. Of course, the king. LeBron James is the captain of that West team, man, and he earned it, honestly. Then we got Steph, Luka, Jokic, and Kawhi, the Claw. Just a group of studs. I mean, you can't take too much away from those guys. Next, we got Anthony Davis, who's been hurt the last couple of weeks. Paul George, Rudy Gobert, Dame, a killer. Donovan Mitchell for the second time. Chris Paul, and the only first timer on the West is Zion. Big baby Zion's in there. So what do you guys think about that roster, man? You feel like everybody that's on that roster should be on that roster? Let me see who I want. I'm a Scrap. I see you up there with the hands. You look like you ready to go, man. Scrap, how you feel?
Yeah. I mean, I think the coaches did a pretty sound job in terms of filling out the roster, but I do think that there were some guys that obviously got shortchanged. I think the biggest name that I would put off there is Devin Booker. I don't really, I don't see how a guy like Zach LaVine makes the team, and Devin Booker does not. So, to me, you're in that same category. If anything, Devin Booker actually has a winning team this year. They gave Chris Paul the nod, which I do understand that thought process because Chris Paul's the catalyst to their improvement. But Devin Booker, I mean, come on, man. We're talking about one of the dirtiest offensive players in the league. This dude's a walking bucket. There's no way you could tell me that this man is not an all-star. Particularly, I'm not saying try to take anything away from nobody, but I'd give him the nod over a guy like Anthony Davis right now just because Davis missed a lot of time. And, this isn't like the all-time achievement award. This is NBA All-Star for this season. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going with the guy that balled out this season. I think he was deserving. I think first-timer should get some love. I think Devin Booker got snubbed, and I think Tobias Harris got snubbed. I don't know who I'd take off the list there. Maybe Vucevic. I don't necessarily think he's that good. I think he's pretty good, but, Tobias Harris, number one team. He's having an all-star season. I would even go as far as to say that I would put Tobias Harris above Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons had a pretty good season, but I respect that Ben Simmons being there because I think he's the best defensive player in the league. One more thing I want to say about not a snub, but somebody who deserved to be on the team, and I credit the NBA for getting it right. Julius Randle, man, is talk about any player in this league. Somebody I've been high on for so many years. I'm glad it's worked out for him. He's playing out of his mind, bro. He's having a much better year than Anthony Davis, if you look at the stats. He actually has more assists than, dudes that are, legit point guards out there, man. This dude is literally a walking – he's the whole team for the Knicks. He's putting the team on his back career year. Credit Julius Randle. I'm happy for you, bro. I think that he's going to continue to have a really good career.
No, I couldn't – I agree with that, man. Randle's been playing out of his mind. It kind of just shows you can't give up on a guy. Randle's been in the league 5, 6, 7, 8 years almost, it seems like. And he's finally started to, come into his own. So a lot of the young guys you see kind of lost their way. Look at Randle. Look at Randle. Just stay with us. But you mentioned your guy, Ben Simmons. I don't know if he should be on that list, but I'm going to get back to Ben Simmons a little later. I want to talk about Book. If we throw Book in there, and rightfully so, Suns are fourth in the East, who's coming out? You can't add a guy without taking a guy out. Who are you pulling out for Book?
No one.
That's the right answer. That's the right answer.
You can't take nobody. Who you taking out? Steph Curry? No. Damian Lillard? No. Because you got to take a player out from the West, right? To put Booker. I'm not taking nobody. I'm not taking I can't even say his name. Duka Lančić. I'm not taking him out. Come on now. Devin Booker didn't get snubbed. It's just nobody.
What about Chris Paul?
No, Chris Paul's technically, but they're picking them by position players, right? So they're considering Devin Booker as a shooting guard at this point, right?
Guards are guards, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, you consider him as a guard. So
it's a reserve spot.
So what guard are you taking out? Because it's a reserve spot for the guard. So what guard are you taking out?
I mean, personally, I'm not taking out anybody. But
from the West, you got to pick a player from the West.
Yeah. I mean,
is that mean
taking out Davis?
Is Chris Paul who's more important to that success? Chris Paul or Devin Booker? I think that's really what it comes down to.
That's what I was getting.
Obviously, those voters, those coaches and players picked Chris Paul, but that's a toss-up. I mean, because one thing about Chris Paul, I think Chris Paul is the type of dude that he can make players that are great even greater. You know what I mean? But we saw Devin Booker by himself; he couldn't do anything with that team.
Right.
So Chris Paul, you basically gave it to Chris Paul. The argument is Chris Paul.
But I mean without Booker there. Booker is Booker is the best player on the team. I don't know. It's tough, man. It's tough.
But think about it. I think you're on. Look at that Thunder team from last year, and Chris Paul took them to the playoffs, and there's not even a significant all-star on that team. So
Chris Paul belongs there.
Booker is obviously the best scorer at this point, but Chris Paul is probably the MVP of that team. You know what I'm saying? He put that team in the playoffs, so it's going to Paul. Bryce, you got any guys you got snubbed? Should be in, should be out.
The one guy I think definitely got snubbed is my dude, Domantas Sabonis. I mean, we talking about the Suns being ranked number 4 in the West.
Wow.
Sabonis got the Pacers ranked number 4 in the East. I mean, it's not. Don't get me wrong; they're hovering around 500, so it's not like they 10 games above like the Suns. But at the same time, Sabonis been balling out, man. I mean, dude's averaging a double-double, 24 points, I think, 11.6 rebounds. 5.7 assists, 21.5 points. But I mean, dude's balling. And it seems like the Pacers never really get their recognition. Even when they were making their runs, it kind of took people a minute to really recognize Paul George at that time. Something about playing in Indiana is going to be tough to get that spotlight on you. But I think I got to go with Sabonis as the number 1 snub.
But who are you taking out? I think that's more important.
That's tough. That's tough. I mean, I can't agree with Scruff, man. I can't take out Levine. Levine's been balling for Chicago. It's hard to take out Vucevic because Vucevic and Sabonis' numbers are essentially identical. But I would probably have to take out Vucevic just because the Magic, they're not in that top 8 right now. You know what I mean? So the Pacers are having a better season. The two guys got basically the same numbers. I got to take Vucevic out of there.
That's fair.
I'm with you, B. I'm with you. I'll add to that sentiment. I miss Sabonis. I would swap out Jason Tatum for Tobias Harris, and I would swap out Vucevic for Sabonis, and that would be my swap outs for the East.
Bro, the hate for the Celtics is real.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Oh yeah, that's the majestic.
Jason Tatum's not having a better season than Jaylen Brown, and the Celtics aren't good enough to where you feel like they need to have multiple All-Stars.
I mean, they're 6th, and Kemba's been hurt most of the season. Yeah.
Oh, 6th. Oh, okay. That's great. The Pacers are 4th, and they don't have any All-Stars. And the Suns is having a better year than all of them.
The Pacers are a game and a half above. Like, it's not a huge separation.
I don't know.
Hey, I know one guy that got snubbed, and nobody going to want to say it, bro. But my dude, Russell Westbrook, got snubbed, bro.
Oh,
get out of here.
The man is averaging a triple-double. The man is averaging a triple-double, bro. Like, the Wizards are turning around 5-game winning streak. Come on, man. Give my man his flowers, bro. Give my man his flowers.
The Wizards on a 5-game winning streak and they're 13th in the conference, man. But they did just beat the Lakers. They got some decent wins lately.
You averaging a triple-double, you got to be in contention, man. Come on, man. Show my man some love. No one's even talking about him as a snub. I just at least want him in the conversation as a snub. Just in the conversation. Can we get him in the snub conversation?